on Dust 2 does not bode well for that. Regardless, I mean, even you flip the coin, this is a map too where on the T side, Fnatic has been known for like relying on Olaf Meister on this map and incredibly much in the past. So it's going to be, I think these CT sides are going to have to be huge for these teams.
We're going to knife for sides, obviously. And obviously CT would be the best. Yeah, of course, why not? Yep, nope, failed. It's over now.
That's uncomfortable. That's unfortunate. Nobody saw you miss those 2 knives or the jump. But yeah, that CT side's going to go to Envy. You can see NBK immediately snapping off a stay. So tall task ahead of Fnatic here.
I actually had a chance to talk to Kenny because I said when I was on the desk that he looked upset, and he did look upset going to the stage. He said he wasn't.
Wouldn't you be?
He said apparently it wasn't all just about the fact that G2 did this. Apparently he's just angry that he has to play again.
Oh, well, yeah, because he got backstabbed. It all comes full circle. Well, that's the thing. You think about like the mental game where, you know, Envy is like, after that first half that G2 had, they had to be so ecstatic that G2 is going to beat Astralis. And then the comeback occurs, so it all of a sudden it turns into a low, and you're stressed out.
Safe,
and then they win, and you're on this high again, and then they're on stage, and they're like, all right.
You're wrecked.
Yep. See you later. Good luck. Good luck with your last life.
I have to love it. It is. I made a tweet saying I'd love to see the top 8 teams in the world at this tournament doing this. Like, let's do like. It's hard to put a major prize pool on it because like there is the alliance factor, so it's not necessarily the best team wins. It's the most clever team. But imagine like a 250K tournament with the top 8 teams once a year with this format.
Yeah.
The viewership would be insane, but
things would get weird.
That said, we are underway in the pistol, and it's one utility player only. It's Kiyoshima that's got the nade, as well as the kit.
Envy's just set up a really passive wall. 4 members outside, just lined up behind the bomb train, essentially, far away, looking for any kind of fast play out mid or ladder. Now they've rotated Happy and Keo back towards the inner bomb site, so they're still playing very far back, using the range of those USPs, but it's going to be NVK who's probably going to spot the first action.
Absolutely. 3 players as well out toward this long corridor, out toward Ivy, all with armor, so no flash to pop them around the corner. Either way, it does force NBK back, and Kenny needs to get to hell quickly, but what this does, as they distract, is allow JW closer to quad, but Kenny gets Flusha to start it. Now they'll pour in, and NBK goes further. He's just trying to stay efficient. It's all on Apex, who gets another headshot. Keep in mind, his pistol rounds have been incredible throughout the course of the weekend. Another example there as he takes down Crims, and Happy closes the round.
Yeah, it's Kenny, though, that really has the most impactful kills. Taking out Flusha early on, preventing Fnatic. While all the attention from Envy is on the defense towards Ivy, Kenny really slows down those pushes down the train lanes from mid-connector, from ladder room. They can't get too aggressive onto the bomb train. That split never really comes to fruition because of that. He basically eliminates one angle of attack for Fnatic. So really well done. But as we know, Fnatic's not going to give it up that easily. They buy right back into it. A couple deagles, armor on these upgraded pistols as well. Only 1 smoke on JW, and it looks like he's ready to use that pretty early on.
It's going to be Olaf trying to get position at Ivy as we see Happy above the smokes, trying to get on ticket booth, so he has the vision with said rifle. My Kiyoshima went for the MP9 as well, so he wanted to try and get close in that hallway. No one's pushed it. Crims gets a trade. Olaf, he beats MBK. Now they've divided the defense. Apex has to look both directions, and he's going to try and isolate himself, take that fight to Ivy, just catches Olaf going around the corner. Now he can turn back and focus. He doesn't get that kill, and Olaf will just sit and wait for the time to distract for his teammates walking in the front of the site. As it does come to a 2-on-2, it's still possible for Fnatic, but Apex, he can just sit back. He's got Bomb to his right, over toward Hell as well, but Yoshima's going to get Dennis. That makes Apex rather easily take down Crims.
Yeah, some good damage done, though, by Fnatic. Fortunately, right at the last second, Kio's able to swap out his MP9 for that M4. So they do save the more expensive weaponry and pass that on over. But good damage dealt from Fnatic. You can see how quickly, actually, if the bomb doesn't drop towards Hell, I think that round is much, much different in favor of Fnatic. But they had to slow things down because they have to find a way to get a pick to even get towards that bomb. So Apex, that time, a great pistol round, plays another crucial spot.
BK is going to have Olaf approaching once more toward that Ivy position, but Kiyoshima, a little bit more attention. Nice nade. Olaf Meister down to 21 HP before he even sees him.
That doesn't feel good. That's never fun.
Virtual doesn't have real pain, Jason.
Well, Kenny, he's inflicting some pain early on in this matchup. Headshot onto Dennis. The CZ gives him a man advantage, just an anti-eco. And this is, I mean, he only buys the CZ because he wants to have that AWP in the next round. Apex could be able to drop one over to him if Kenny doesn't have the money or if he wants the utility behind it as well. So, very critical that he keeps his armor, but actually he might fall here.
And he tried to catch them off at ladder. Didn't account for the player beside him in main. Nade's going to dunk on Crims, though, and that was all due to the fact that he done a little bit of damage before it landed. And just like that, they will close it down because the other two players, were extremely low on HP. But as you say, now we go into the rifle round. Kenny goes straight to the AWP, and he's only got chest armor. Insignificant because they are going to go all AK. They're deciding 49 for
Glass
Olaf.
cannon?
That might be glass cannon.
Kenny would do it, Olaf. Live life on the edge. Yes.
There it is.
Good for Olaf. Getting into the swing of things early. So he's going to have that ult. It is, like we said, glass cannon. So he's very, very fragile. Buys a decoy as well. But very quickly, actually, this is a very heavy play towards the inner bomb site. Crimson Dennis above the ladder. Olaf watching for any kind of push with that ult. Look at this. Happy just peering over the smoke, grabbing the intel. That's going to allow his teammate to fall back. Keo slowly inching away from that inner train yard. And NBK once again solo towards ladder. But look at this. The boost in ladder room. Crims is able to find Kenny on top of the train. That's an incredible pick. That's the op down as well.
It's a good start for Fnatic. Dennis on only 30 HP though. Bomb intentionally dropped down so they can make a decision. Apex is going to play aggressively in this ladder room. We saw Existence doing it for G2 earlier today. Pop flash is thrown correctly. No noises, no touches to the wall, but thankfully he's also fallen away. Apex, he gets caught by JW instead, who goes up the ladder, gets the information on JW's position. Still, peculiarly enough, Dennis goes immediately in on top of it. He whiffs the second shot though. That allows Flusha back. And it's 4 versus 2. Good map control for Fnatic right now. And Happy trying to lurk back in. Has smoke in front of him to allow a bomb plant against him. But it also means he can try and get closer to the bomb train itself. And he's got the information that JW is out toward quad because his teammate just spawned from Ivy position. Good peek on the first one, but overcommits on the second. There's 2 players facing him down, and Flush and Olaf close the round.
All down to that boost that drops Kenny on top of the trains. That's really well done over the smoke. Didn't get to see if that was a designed smoke from Fnatic, because there are some of those tricky plays. I know Anders always talks about one that he's invented that no one's ever used.
Which, oh, the cash one?
No, it's here on train.
Okay, because there's a cash one he's waiting to release as well. That I'm excited
Tricky
for.
man.
I'm not going to drop it. You're just going to watch Theory Crafting and see it.
Happy with an op this round. Takes it towards connector. Gets flashed back though, so he's blinded. Didn't see anything in connector, so no information gathered. But look at the push towards Ivy. Gets obliterated by Flusha. 2 kills. NBK and Kenny fall. Happy's going to try and even things out, but he's got no one else available to pick off.
Crim's on the stairwell inside, just evaluating what's going on at inner because they did get 1 response kill, all on Happy. Looking toward that ramp again, and Apex trying to compensate for the difference is actually going to push all the way through. Flusha's got no idea he's here. That's a great kill to pick up. And he turns back, watches ladder immediately. They're not going to go that direction, Fnatic. It's the inner bomb site they want instead, and Kiyoshima has Happy to support already because Apex was pushed so far. They were confident in that information. But that smoke does allow Dennis down. Kiyoshima needs to be careful. Where's the counter push? I expected the guy at upper, Olaf, to walk through and try and get the shot on him. Kiyoshima, as he was exposed, instead he stays alive. There's no response. He gets a second kill. A miss from Happy, though. Now Kiyo's alone on the floor. And Olaf, there's no one else there to trade in favor of Kiyoshima. Apex still away from the site. Does have to fall back.
Yeah, Olaf was holding for that second player to rotate. Didn't realize that Keo was in the site as well until that kill came out, and just, yeah, didn't really, tried to let his teammates do the job on their own, but they couldn't get it done. So now he's in a tough spot. Box Halls, he was at upper ramp. Looked like, he's changing his mind a little bit here, but in this 1-2, he's got to win this fight initially. And actually, the fact that Apex is peeking that with an M4 is a little bit risky, but he deals the damage, gets the dink. Decoy's going to come out of the lower ramp, and he's just going to get finished off. And actually, Envy can even salvage a double up if they choose to.
I don't
think he got there in time.
They got there in time, yeah. And they can't afford one, so it'll be a single op setup.
But they reset the money at Fnatic. No plant there as well.
I mean, this is the situation, right? You get that 3-1 and then a reset start. This is potentially the best start you can have in Counter-Strike. I know it seems weird to want to give up a round. You obviously don't want to. But you get a full reset against them. They won't be able to buy in the next round either, Fnatic. Unless they get a win here with this force. Even with the bomb plant, they'll be a little bit light for a full AK buy. Happy. Going to rotate back over early to try and join with Kiyoshima. And the smoke at the top of the ramp means Olaf is just waiting within it. He's the only one that's gone to the Tech 9. He's taken a little bit of damage from a nade that's gone through, and as he tries to push and pursue, expecting a rotation back to the inner bomb site, he gets taken down to 13 instead. Doesn't really favor him.
Yeah, and here's Apex just causing mayhem. They're trying to come out of the smoke, and actually they're going to be able to. He runs out of bullets, he pulls out the pistol. Grabs, actually, that's a TK. But Keo comes in for the cleanup. Only dropping 1. Apex is the only one that falls. And you said they couldn't buy, but it is Fnatic after all. Dennis snap buys the AK-47. JW and Olaf going to pick him up as well. Crims might be stuck on a Galil. He is. Thought maybe he might pick up a pistol so we get like a Molotov or something, but no, he goes for the glue.
Well, Flusha's got one Molotov to work with. They did get smokes on everyone. So slightly better position than I expected them to be in. JW and Olaf, Dennis, Crims all heading down the inner tunnels at this point. Crims is already committed to at least the upper hallway. They want to push that back, get map control, but good trade going on the inner site. It's Apex and MPK. One dead, one alive. One with a kill, and Olaf getting Kiyoshima now gives Fnatic the advantage. It forces Apex to rotate back. They've got site control. Watch the push as well from Crims. It's read by Apex, though. He takes him down, and now the retake can start. Crims gets that kill. He keeps them so far from the bomb, and great nade. Olaf Meister goes down 18. And they'll continue forward. Kits on 2. Thankfully not unhappy, as he does go down early from Flusha. Still gives the man advantage to Fnatic, but that's negated. Kenny with a great shot is going to try and get this AWP in position. And is he going to be the one to hold, or is he going to be the one to defuse? It'll be the one to flash in Apex, that's for sure. As with the M4, he takes the peek. Molotov's bounce down, though. Kenny can't get on the bomb, and Apex, he doesn't win the duel. Flusha surely has this. The Molotov's going to do it alone.
What courage by Flusha to just eat that flashbang full in the face and make sure you get that Molotov off to land on the bomb. Really nicely done, but great idea to flash Apex up there like that. That was a beautiful play, and that's going to work more often than it's not. The timing of it was just a little bit late just because Flusha was able to let go of the Molotov. But still, the economy for Fnatic is not that strong, but look at EnVyUs' buy. They do have an op on Kenny, M4 on Keo, Famas on Apex, but pistols beside that. So this is really, really beat up. Envy making the last stand of their buys here.
Apex on the ledge at this ramp, but it's a decent spot to put yourself in early. He's already changed that, though. They want to push. Kiyoshima's there with him, so he gets the trade in his favor, but watch Dennis, and that was well played. So 3 on the inner bomb site, 1 with a bait and switch trade, and Happy was on the corner so that when they overcommit to try and get it back, he gets the kill.
Yeah, that was like a double bait and switch. Really well executed. MBK does get tagged up, down to 29 HP. Second nade comes out, doesn't do any damage though. He's on top of the train. He's just trying to find information for his squad. Pass information out to the riflers. And actually, he's going to get aggressive here. Doesn't have the HP to run through that Molotov, but JW holding the back of the bomb train with this AWP. They've got to be careful.
It's actually a scout that he's got, so it's even more of an advantage for EnVyUs in that sense. But Crims has Kiyoshima down now, and JW still trying to do battle with NBK. This gets a little bit awkward. He's gone to the burst Glock because he's trying to go for the jump shot off the train. Still can't land it up close. Kenny closes it out with the AWP. But Flusha and Crims, while all that's going on, as they are so distracted, go back to the inner bomb site. Kenny nearly shuts them down, and they were almost lined up as well. That could have been huge, but they now have the disadvantage in the fact that there is no kits. Kenny's got no armor, and they're very low on HP.
There's also no nades, and NBK has a scout to work with, and both of the Fnatic members are basically at full HP. So the scout, it's got to land an incredible headshot. He's gonna, oh, he finds it, but he can't get that kill, and then there goes Kenny. Now NBK's just got to fall back. It's in a really, really tough spot. Crims is going to eliminate it. Nice play. Triple kill from Crims in the round, and that breaks the economy of the defense. So Fnatic, this is a chance for them to gain ground on the 5 that Envy currently have on the board.
And it definitely puts both teams in a bit of a bind. Obviously, Fnatic know they have the economic advantage, so they'll get at what they can, meaning Olaf goes to just the MAC-10. And in this case, it's actually awesome because, sure, that's all he can afford, but how much money can he make off this against no armor and just these pistols?
Yeah, and you can guarantee he's going to lead the way in. He's going to be the one chasing down some kills. No risk of losing that weapon. JW takes a shot out mid. Does spot 1. That's it, though. There is a small stack towards the inner site. 3 members from Envy are in here.
Apex is trying to be a little bit clever with his position in behind that spool. So you normally see them on the inside of it to protect yourself from the ramp behind you, but he's got a teammate watching that, so instead he plays the gap and watches upper. Nifty idea. With the pistol, we'll see if it works or not. Dennis gonna basically go in naked. He'll be spotted by that, but there it is. Olaf comes in. The 2 aren't watching. It kind of falls apart. There's a communication error, and Apex goes down. Olaf's got 2 kills with that MAC-10. So we already know that's $1,200 built up, and the round's gonna go to Fnatic convincingly.
Yeah, all that's left here is really for Kenny to try and get one of these kills and evacuate. Olaf still chasing down for money and drive by. The 3rd one in the round. NBK falls. So does Kenny. So now into this round, what does Envy do? This would be a real tough buy here for Envy. And that, yeah, this is the conservative play that we normally don't see out of Envy. There's a little bit of a half buy as we see the kiss cam. Nicely done.
Do you want to? No, I can't do that. Henry will get mad. As you said, do you want to kiss cam on us, Moses?
Yeah, Henry would probably not appreciate that whatsoever.
No, he'd come over here. Yeah, he's already shaking his head at us.
Yeah.
We had one on us at 8 p.m. It was great. We had little cupids JW.
Well, look at you getting around.
I do, sadly. JW is going to try and walk in. Look at how aggressive he's being with that AWP. It actually catches him out as Apex gets 1 kill, but that's all he gets. They actually compensate the difference by a very fast push through A main, and Happy can do nothing with the CZ. Olaf goes back to the MAC-10 and try to pick up more money in this situation. As Kiyoshima falls back away from this with only the Deagle in hand. Bomb to go down for Fnatic. And I think the League of Legends crowd really is appreciative of that bomb going down.
What is this game you speak of?
It's a good question.
So next round, this conservative buy that comes out from Envy, they're going to have everything they can want in the next round. And if they were to buy, if they were to force something up that round and lose it, their economy would basically be in shambles for that whole half. Because if they lose that and then Fnatic wins another eco, all of a sudden they're up on 6, 7 rounds this early on. So coming out now, it's the double op setup. That's the switch. And Fnatic should have a good idea this is coming because of a double save. That's usually a good indication that there's going to be a double op setup. On maps that are viable for it, obviously. But this one, we saw Happy with this earlier get a bunch of kills, and Kenny's going to be outside with them. So 2 ops on this outer train yard, trying to work a pick early on.
5-5. Remember the situation. EnVyUs had the perfect start in terms of economy at 5-1, and now Fnatic fight back in, hoping to put EnVyUs out of the tournament and leave themselves on 2 lives just like everybody else. And then it's a straight-up brawl. So Happy and Kenny. With Kenny getting aggressive as well inside of this A position, he's getting very forward.
I don't know if Olaf saw Happy up there. I know Happy definitely saw Olaf. Oh, and actually his vision is skewed. That forces Keo. He has to get aggressive in that spot, and he's going to keep pushing. They're not aware he was this close. That's a free kill onto Olaf, and he's going to fall away with it. Can't transfer the spray perfectly, so he just bails out and survives. This is really well done.
JW as well, though, trying to get aggressive on that ramp, seeing above the smoke. If anyone came through Zed, he'd be in position. He nearly catches Keo trying to transfer back over to watch that ramp instead. JW now gives up on that position. They'll go toward the outer bomb site. It's NBK to wait with Kenny up close as well with the AWP, but watch out for the A main lurk. It's a late play from Flusha. He goes down to Kenny. They've lost NBK in the process, though, so Kenny needs to stay alive, and it's 10 HP for him to do so. Apex far away, though, cuts off the transfer of Crims trying to go over and hunt him down. That keeps him alive to take JW. And just like that, Kenny's impact is known. He falls away to save the AWP, and Dennis have to try and recover the bomb. Kiyoshima, I think he just spotted him when he popped out. So they know exactly what Dennis is up to. Surely, with another bullet heading his way, they'll find him eventually. Happy's going to do just that.
Solid win for Envy there with three surviving, so they can drop some weapons over, build up a little bit of bank on one member, but even more importantly, they keep both AWPs around. And those ops had a big role to play. Keo gets that first kill on Olaf towards the inner bomb site, and because they lose that map control, because they lose their player there, they're forced into the outer. They're basically funneled into that double op. So really nicely done. Once Keo gets that kill, also Happy rotates immediately, like he starts getting on his horse. So tough round for Fnatic. Now they switch to a double op of their own. It's going to be JW and Olaf trying to outpick the Envy snipers.
JW trying to just use the slightest amount of vision to get a pick. And he nearly did get one player backing up in his sights. It was Apex all the way out toward Ivy. He smoked it off. Crimson Flusha isolated. JW goes low, but so too does Kenny. And remember, with Happy already gone, this starts to be very favorable for Fnatic. MBK's going to try and get to ladder room, get inside of it with that smoke down, though, but he's going to be just sitting there waiting for Fnatic to make up their decision, and that decision is looking more and more likely to be toward the inner bomb site with just Kiyoshima waiting.
Yeah, the question is, the pressure that Fnatic put on Envy and the outer train yard seems enough to freeze them in this position. Instead of rotating to support, NBK's pushed under ladder, possibly for a quick flank, but Kiyo's going to have a huge role to play, whether it's just delaying for time or getting multiple kills, and this is going to be tough.
One nearly spray transfers on to Dennis instead, though. It's now up to MBK, who puts himself in a great position coming up that ladder. Late Flusha, though, was always going to be there, and it never amounted to anything. Instead, it's Kenny S, who once again has to try and open up space. He's done so successfully on the first initiative, but a smoke off covering him. Low HP. He's already looking to bail out, so they'll tie it up again. Fnatic immediately. The economy's in tatters still on EnVyUs' side.
Well, 2 ops that they save. Happy's going to be able to drop a rifle over to someone. So they're going to have 2 players with a pretty beat-up buy. But they have the ingredients. They have the important ones, the double op. That's what you want to save into the next round. So they're going to be able to salvage that, and those ops can do some damage. This round, Olaf was able to outpick Happy at that upper ramp at the inner bomb site. And that's really what caused this round to break down. Keo didn't get any support. Envy couldn't read where Fnatic was moving to on the map.
Importantly, too, those two players do have kits as well, so that's a little bit less they have to invest in this round. And a little bit more that'll give them a chance, potentially.
Kenny dropped one over as well, so this is actually a really healthy buy.
We get a third kit on Keo.
Yeah.
They're going to be all right.
They're happy.
I mean, Happy's happy. The rest of them are just all right.
6-6 though. Fnatic on his T side has already gotten a decent amount of rounds, and Kenny's going to open things up on JW. That's sick. Nicely done.
That's one of the first early picks that he's had as well. So JW hasn't normally faced that so aggressively. And Dennis right now trying to flash himself down, but look at Happy's position. Nades as well. They're expecting Kiyoshima to be up close. He was, but he manages to just fall back far enough so that the nade will not do any damage. But the lack of information that Kiyoshima has with those two smokes means he's going to try and force the issue again. Flash goes in. He takes the peek, but Crims up on the ledge and Flusha both able to dodge that. And now it's all on Happy to hold. The site smoke's going to dissipate. It's a little bit late, but it still gets down to Dennis as the second one comes in. He gets the shot off first. But Crims holding it together now with 2 in the round. 2 very big kills in the round. Allows the bomb to transfer over from Flusha and try and be planted. Kenny again, gonna try and open this. Misses the shot on Crims. Knows he's toward that alleyway though. Hit by that nade that comes through. A flash as well. That won't catch MBK on top of the train, but he in turn can't find the angle. And they're gonna get aggressive at upper. Watch the counter peek as Flusha immediately gets back into play. And Kenny can't find the angle in turn to get the immediate trade. Bomb's still ticking on this, and he's gonna try and just hold this, bait this out, and wait for Flusha's peek. He has to. It's early, but why the no-scope? Why not hold the angle?
Had to have been thinking that maybe the scope would be hurt. I don't know if that was close enough. I don't think so, but yeah, just goes for the no scope. Doesn't win it, but I mean, this round, Crims is a boss, by the way. Just getting into the train, I mean, not even with an op. He's holding off the rotation, picks one off as they try and rotate over. Holds that down very, very well. Even opens up the bomb site and then delays long enough for Flusha. He has to readjust his whole position from that lower ramp to the upper ramp in order to support Crims. So Crims just stays alive, and that gives Flusha the trade to, instead of having a 1-on-2, has a 1-on-1. That was a really nice flick.
And JW, this time not on the AWP, is going to get NBK, so stark contrast to how the last round started. Fnatic now in the driver's seat firmly. As they walk forward still, Happy going to try and get one shot with Deagle, manages it, smokes out on the front. At Molotov at the back, he's going to get in between the two to try and stay alive and keep that pistol in relative range. And they'll get on top of him regardless. Dennis gets the shot, and Dennis will follow that up, push forward, spar off with Keo successfully.
8-6 now, so Fnatic, no matter, I mean, they've won the half on the T side, which is really, really nice. We thought it was going to be the CT side that was going to go big, but not working out for him here. Or for EnVyUs, at least. This is working out perfectly for Fnatic. One thing we haven't seen, though, actually, we saw the last time there was a train match, and Vugo talked about the fact that he agrees that when you're the winning team on a map and you replay the same team on that map, you need to change things. JW in their opening matchup was very aggressive out that mid connector onto this blue train. Even with an AWP, just going up and down the ladder, finding information. Haven't really seen that out of him too much.
Flush has got to have heard Kenny here, because he didn't jump ladder to ladder. He hit the ground. Flusha knows he's up here. He's waiting for the shot. He's going to get it. It's gifted. And now he'll pop some flashes out for his teammates as well. JW still just waiting inside of A main, and Flusha doesn't have anyone this time yet in position to try and push down Ivy. Olaf's a little bit hesitant because he hasn't spotted Happy or exactly what they're doing on the other side yet, and he wants to get the shot with the AWP rather than execute. So Flusha will hold station until Olaf goes, and he's going to do that right now. He smokes off the left, takes the fight on the right. Happy goes down, pushed through. Apex is going to get pinched, but he wins the duel against Flusha. And Olaf's not in a position to get the immediate trade. He switches to the AK. That gives Dennis it regardless, and it's going to be 9-6.
Once Fnatic got control of the economy, it was all over. It was 5-1 at one point. It ends 9-6. So Fnatic go on an 8-1 run to end that half. And that was all once the economy gets reset. And that's the thing. Fnatic has such a good read on what to do when their opponent has low economy. You could see, I mean, Envy, when they had these buys where they had low nades, they were forced to take some more aggressive stances because they wanted to get into some duels. That's the way they were going to get back into this, without the smokes to block them off at the choke point, especially because the ops were so effective for Fnatic. So that, I mean, that just, and then Fnatic switches things up. Flusha sneaks out mid, gets that kill on Kenny. Just really nice put together half by Fnatic.
And as we know it, this could be the departure of EnVyUs in this tournament. Thank you very much to G2. Your fellow countrymen have put you on the chopping block. And they're going to get death by 1,000 paper cuts the way this game's going, because it is a back and forth battle. They're still not out of this, but how sweet would a pistol be? And look at the buy as well. It's going to be 3 armor, 1 Molotov, a smoke, and 2 flashes for NBK versus a CZ75 smoke for Olaf, Crims on a kit. So there's 2 utility players on either side right now. The initial smoke out from Olaf's going to give him the chance to try and get in a better position. He's going to play the railing as well. This puts him above the smoke. If anyone walks down those stairwells, it's a quick shot and a run. Get back inside the site. Kiyoshima's there. He'll be the first to receive it. CZ just hold it down. Second man to support as Olaf tries to get back. What a shot from Apex, though. He hits the headshot, so he does go down before he can get around the corner. And JW can't hold for the trade. They're going to pour in this. That nade's going to get one, though. Bye-bye, Apex. Yes, absolutely. I thought it was just going to go to the right of him. And Dennis follows that with a headshot. So Fnatic in the driver's seat for this round, as well as Happy and Kenny are the last 2 alive.
They've got to at least try and get a bomb plant here, but Kenny left alone in a 1-on-3. Nowhere for him to go. And that spot by Olaf, that position, first of all, the CZ choice, that's exactly so. As soon as he spots a body, you said it, just hold the trigger and fall back at the same time. Gets him 1 kill, but he gets all the information so quickly that the rotate gets there in time, and then it's a battle to even get down that lower ramp, a losing battle for Envy. Take 2 losses trying to even get into the bomb site, so really well put together pistol round from Fnatic. And look at this, they're all trying to make some money here. 2 umps, 1 shotgun, 1 MP9. Mag 7 on the board for Olaf. But it's going to be JW has a chance to go farming here. He swings out in front of the smoke, can't get the kill. He's going to, oh my god, it's Flushy who comes in with the up, and there's a nade from JW. Really well played. Good setup from those 2.
Money, money, baby, as they use the SMGs successfully. And Apex and Co. EnVyUs, no bomb plant, so they'll sit back for 1 more round. That's Olaf Meister going to keep the shotgun, so it's only the 2 rifles. Dennis and Flusha to hold the longer choke points. I expect one of the 2. Yeah, Dennis is going to go up and watch Ivy. Flush is probably going to sit around Z Connector or the back of the trains, and the rest, the other 2, especially on B site, JW and Olaf, are going to get super aggressive. So they are giving up some space for EnVyUs to try and execute with on that inner site, but they know there's not much to execute with. They know it's just pistols, and there's not going to be any smokes. So they don't mind playing the distance and taking advantage of the weaponry, as Dennis does massive damage already onto NBK, down to 21. And he knows he's behind that server as well. I like to call it the server. It's the actual server that we're in. It's Inception. The server is the server that we're in inside the server. Nice. As Apex is going to take down Flusha, though. So EnVyUs actually start this off correctly. He's got another again. This guy with pistols is putting a case to be one of the best pistol players in the world so far in 2016. It's another 2 very important kills. They've been equalized, though, and in fact, they've been greater than... What's a better word than that, Moses?
Don't put me on the spot like that. I don't know where your train of thought's going with it. Happy is going to have the long-range duel. He can't win it like Apex did. Down to another 1-on-3, and it's all that's left for Keo is to just run in. And at this point, he's not even going to get the bomb plant, even if he wanted to. Shotgun from Olaf ends that dream. 12-6, commanding lead for Fnatic and Envy. They've got to get on the board immediately. The problem is these SMGs and the shotguns have made them so much money. And actually, well, Flusha, like he's been doing all day earlier on Cobble, he's going to keep the UMP in this match. Olaf still has the shotgun, so a chance for them to upgrade into even better weapons, basically for free, as well as getting a losing bonus if they're able to get a kill and survive in this round.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only that, if they lose it, like you're saying, they'll be able to buy regardless, with a chance to reset EnVyUs as well immediately.
Well, and Fnatic's not even thinking that's a possibility. Taking the fight to Envy. First the op shot, now look at the nade damage on Apex and Happy.
This will try for Apex to get a boost to see if they can spot anyone down through quad, but no one was there, and they weren't confident to stick around for much more than a few seconds. Crims is going to put himself up in the control room at the site. Now, glass blown out. I wonder if they'll instantly look at that, whether he's peeking or not, because he wants to see above smoke should they go in. Instead, he actually does get a chance to try and see Apex climbing on the ladder. JW puts himself in the position to watch that, because he's still got Dennis watching Ivy behind him. So EnVyUs right now need to find some map control. They need to see what's going on in the inner site. Because A's got a decent lockdown position right now.
I mean, it's just so hard for them to gain even any info. They're afraid of this AWP from JW. It's peeking down all the train lanes. It's already got them a kill towards Ivy. No one has picked up that position.
The best way into the site, and that's just been canceled by Crims moving. I was going to say was out from ladder room. But Crims spots that, shuffles over. JW hits Apex. That's the AWP you mentioned. They were scared of it. Smoke off on Z Connector. Won't care. They're not going to be afraid of that. Fnatic will push through every smoke you ever put in front of them, and that's exactly what they do. 13-6, 3 to go.
3 to go, and it might just be 2. This might be an easy round for him. Imagine Envy. The next gun round might be a pause beforehand to figure out exactly. That'll be their last chance to get into this match.
Get into the tournament.
And it is going to be a full buy. I thought it might be a half buy to try and deal some damage to the economy, but instead they're fully invested in this. Everyone's below $1,000.
Olaf falling back on Inner because the smokes have already gone out. Kiyoshima's crossed over. JW long angle to help support that shotgun. So Olaf has to cover off near the bottom of the ramp. Meanwhile, activity on the A site just in terms of utility. They tried to fake Ivy and pull Dennis back away from the front of the bomb site. Crims is going to be locked there because of this, but if it's intended to be a fake on B, they need to go now because they still have JW already in position on that site. And EnVyUs don't know this. They want to try and bust in with these pistols.
Yeah, this fake has not been executed earlier. If they're trying to pull a rotation from the B bomb site, Fnatic doesn't care. They've got to know. There's the shotgun. First one for Olaf. He misses the second. Can't recover. Keo does get that. JW still alive up top, though. They haven't spotted him out yet.
Absolutely not. He's going to try and use the AWP. Instead, it's Dennis that gets over first, and JW realizes they've gone close proximity. He's going to switch to the pistol. And now back to the big gun as he looks for Kenny's position. Just spots the shoulder, fires a little bit early, goes to the P250. May end up going down here, but he's got trade potential. His teammate's not there, though. Molotov on the bomb as well. They're buying a lot of time. Both kills will come in, and they will get this defuse. Just a matter of waiting for the flames to extinguish.
Yeah, Envy did everything they could. They had the only option available to them is once they got in that site, push forward, try and catch Fnatic in the choke points as they rotate over, but Fnatic won all those battles. So Envy now, with all the bonus money and the plant, even though they were fully invested, they're going to have a pretty solid buy. The only thing they're really lacking is armor on Kenny. He's glass cannon. And they're going to have, yeah, this is going to be a situation where they're going to rely on Kenny to get this pick. None of their executes have worked in the second half.
Kenny S. Quick toward the site, wants to cover off, no smoke at quad. Back toward huge position as it's going to be Happy instead of go against Olaf. So EnVyUs finally do get an opening. Watch Dennis's position though. Quick nade down. He's just going to sit there and wait for this. And if they dare push, or if they go quickly into the site, Happy reads it, spots him and rolls straight down. Dennis goes bye-bye in this round because he would have been able to flank so quickly. Instead, JW wants to push to compensate for the two-man loss. Crims is going to get a kill, and JW actually finds himself in a really good position because of this. Because Kiyoshima's just gone down the ladder. Crims will be aware. It'll be telegraphed. Crims goes down to Kiyoshima off-site, but it's JW to at least get one, pick up an AWP. And does he commit to this or fall away? They've got money to work with. The bomb's not yet planted, so he can't afford to try and just figure out and see if he can find another one-on-one battle, but
well, Kenny's got the bomb, and he's stuck in T-choke because he knows JW is down ladder with an op of his own, so he's afraid to really move. But Apex, he's going to find him out in the end. He's going to win that battle. JW not expecting him to be there. So Envy do get on the board, buy himself a little bit of a lifeline, but there's plenty of money for Fnatic to continue buying in this half. And Envy's got to be really cautious. Losing this one and this match is all but over. I don't even think Happy saw him there. I think he just spammed straight down just in case.
It's probably, if he did, that's really smart.
Oh,
talk about reading your opponent.
Dennis is so cruel.
Exactly.
Double op setup and an auto sniper on Dennis. That's a lot of money invested into this round.
Dennis playing from control room with his is going to try and tap on entry at front of the site. JW has the other AWP out toward Ivy. The third on Olaf's playing the close angle inside right now. Kenny's going to try and open this up. One slip up from this defense. Kenny's going to try and capitalize. But slow considering the normal pace we see between these two teams. Obviously, they know what's on the line because it's normally explosive in terms of gameplay. And Olaf has the angle. He's going to find Happy. Now he falls away. He's going to try and change that AWP to upper, and we swap over perfectly timed to take the shot from JW as he finds Kenny as well. There goes the AWP at the front of the site, and everything's falling apart for EnVyUs, who have the bomb back at their own spawn. That's a lot of ground to go back to try and retrieve it as well because Kio's committed into the ladder, and Apex is dead at Ivy. This round's gone.
Yeah, JW. What a round. That man with the op is incredible at being very, very mobile. So swift to just change between different choke points at each time. Just back and forth. He finds 4 kills there. The real bummer is they did give up the fact that they have an auto sniper. Actually, that's not even that bad. That just puts the fear of God in Envy. I mean, if they're not afraid right now at 7-15, that auto sniper is just like, oh Lord, what are we going against now? Everything is going wrong in this matchup. This T side has not gone any way, and even they're rushing away from the ops. They're rushing away from the auto sniper. What they think, Olafmeister's come inside with it. Nades and Molotov come out on that lower ramp. Krims burns one alive and gets 2 more kills on it. Fantastic defensive hold, but there's Kenny. He salvages the op from Olaf, and he's going to try and hold off the connector, but he also has the bomb. So he's got to get that planted. Meanwhile, Smoke is going to allow all of Fnatic to rotate over safely.
And the nade onto Kenny's down so low, and remember, there's no gun picked up from Happy despite this plant. Kenny's been known for making incredible plays. He's going to have to do something miraculous here because we're already approaching, and he does find JW in that smoke. They're above him, though, but they fall. He hears it, goes for the no-scope, can't find it. Molotov, though, this is the key. Happy's going to put another one on top of it. It's not planted there, and I'm not sure he's aware of it. Flusha pushes up. He's down. Fnatic, they're going to send Envy packing, and you can thank G2 for the backstab.
A well-put-together match by Fnatic. A fantastic first half. And just no chill out of him in the second, not giving any ground for Envy to make up.
And that is the first time out of the last 5 efforts that this Fnatic lineup, this new Fnatic lineup, has beat EnVyUs, which is a pretty remarkable statistic considering it sends them home in this situation. Second time?
Yeah, because they beat him earlier.
Oh, right, earlier today. That's right. So twice today. That's actually even more impressive in some senses. And that now means that all